Hey everyone, how are you? What's up? My name is Rachel and I'm the proud founder of Siopa Seize Your Passion, and I do these live streams from our Facebook group Seize Your Passion every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I think I'm a few minutes late today. I apologize for that. Today I want to talk about celebrating the best in you. So my good friend Cheryl sent me a video yesterday that was so powerful and so spoke to me on such a deep level and on so many levels, and was completely inspiring, and is what inspired what I'm going to talk about today. The video is, and I will definitely post it on Siopa because it is so powerful on so many levels. Again, it is a talk given by a man named DeWitt Jones, who I had never heard of before, but he has been first a filmmaker and then a still photographer for National Geographic for over 20 years. And he's a very sought after keynote speaker. And in this video, he talks about so many things that hit me on such a deep level, again, and on so many levels. But the key part of it, and what hit me the hardest and in the most powerful and beautiful and inspiring way, had to do with what he said was celebrating what's right in the world instead of wallowing in what's wrong with it, and everything that in turn leads to. And his overall topic of discussion was all about vision, passion, purpose, and creativity. And he, of course, talked about how those four things go hand in hand and they all go together and one leads to the next. Something that I talk about all the time, right? Vision, dreaming big, having a vision, believing in it, dreaming the impossible. Passion, of course, that naturally evolves from those visions and those dreams. That vision emancipates that energy, as he puts it. And of course, purpose, when you are letting that energy come out of you, that passion come out of you to realize your dreams and to manifest your vision, that gives you that purpose that we're all looking for and that fulfillment. And from that, the creativity naturally follows suit as well. But that's sort of the broader theme of what he spoke about. And again, what I want to extract today is this key piece of what he was talking about. And thank you, Cheryl, by the way. I know I've thanked you already directly, but I want to say it here, give a huge shout out to Cheryl, my friend, my accountability partner, for sending me this video. And again, I will definitely share it on Siopa, because it's just incredible. It really is powerful. So again, he presented it as, you know, I'm just going to lower this a bit, my background music. DeWitt Jones presented it as celebrating, coming at life and looking at life with the perspective of celebrating what's right in the world, right? Rather than wallowing in what's wrong with it, right? And everything that leads to. And what I heard and what I want to touch on today and sort of elaborate on and be inspired by his talk and bring something of my own unique passion to is, you know, extrapolating from that perspective, not just celebrating what's right in the world and not just celebrating what's right with everyone else around us, but celebrating what's right and the best in the world, in those around you. And most importantly, by doing so, you will be celebrating the best in you and what's right in you. And when you come at life with that perspective of celebrating the best in you and what's right in the world, you are playing life at your highest level, at your best self. And you have the creativity and the imagination and the passion and the focus and the discipline to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. And he talks about that a lot, about how when you celebrate what's right in the world and when you come at life with that perspective, and I in turn am saying, when you celebrate what's right in you and the best in you, and you play life and you live out of that place of recognizing and believing the best in you and having those visions and having those dreams and putting them out into the world, that is how that magical transformation of turning the ordinary into the extraordinary happens. And that is at the heart of all creativity. And I have my cheat sheet here because I don't want to miss this. This was so powerful for me and so important. And when you play at life at that highest level, you're not only able to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, but you're operating in the world out of a place of infinite possibilities rather than fear and scarcity, right? You see the infinite possibilities and you reframe problems into opportunities. And when you believe in that perspective and in the best in you and have those visions and have those dreams and emancipate that passion in you that comes from that, you will see it. You will see those possibilities. Those possibilities will begin to present themselves to you and you will be open to them. And you will no longer see life and problems and the world with what's wrong with it, with the scarcity mindset, with fear of making mistakes and having setbacks. You will see the infinite possibilities and of turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. And a key part of this, and this was so powerful for me because I had never thought about it in this way, and it's such a huge part of his message and his story, is that when you live out of that perspective of celebrating the best in you and celebrating what's right in the world and being open to the infinite possibilities and having that vision and realizing your dreams and allowing that energy, that passion to emulate and emancipate out of you, when you believe that, you start to see it. It starts to present itself to you. And when you do that, you start to understand that there is no one right answer, right? In life, in business, in any situation, it's not about finding the one right answer. And he says it's not about finding another right answer, because if you're open to possibilities, then you may find and you may start to see those other answers that are there as well. He said it's not even about that though. He takes it a step further. It's about continually seeking the next best answer. And I want to say that again, because for me it was really so powerful, and it really honed in and hit home on this concept of living out of that perspective of infinite possibilities and recognizing and celebrating the best in you and what's right in the world. It's not about finding the one right answer. It's not about even finding another right answer. It's about continually seeking the next right answer, the next best answer. It's about continually reframing your lens and refocusing and reshifting your perspective and tweaking and growing and learning to find the next best answer. And he says something extremely powerful, which I've heard before as well. He says that often the difference between the right frame or the right answer and another right frame or another right answer, the difference between that and the next best frame, the best answer, is often measured in millimeters, in those little tweaks, in that refocusing of that lens, of that perspective, in that opening up to the infinite possibilities when you celebrate what's right in the world and what's right in you, when you celebrate the best in you and the best in others and the best in the world. You constantly are looking for those reframes and those shifting the perspective and the tweaking the lens and you're continually looking for that next best answer. And again, the difference between the right frame or a good frame and the right frame or a great frame and a great answer is often measured in millimeters, not in miles. It's those little tweaks and those little perspectives that we make when we live out of that place, when we live out of that perspective of celebrating the best in ourselves, the best in others, the best in the world, what's right in the world, and not focusing or wallowing on the problems or what's wrong with the world or what's wrong with us. And another key part of that piece of it, of celebrating what's best in us and making those shifts and constantly seeking the next best answer, is that naturally and intuitively eliminates our fear of making mistakes and of our fear of setbacks and that paradigm of living out of a place of scarcity and fear. Because when you recognize and understand deeply that and live out of that philosophy of constantly, continually looking for the next best answer and not hoping that you'll find the one right answer or even another right answer, you're not afraid to make mistakes, because there are no mistakes, because you reframe your mindset into transforming not only the ordinary into the extraordinary, but also reframing problems or mistakes or challenges or obstacles into possibilities and opportunities. It's living from that place of abundance and possibility and belief. When you believe it, you will see it. When you operate out of a place of celebrating the best in you, you will begin to create extraordinary from ordinary. You will begin to transform and reframe problems and challenges into opportunities. You will begin to seek and see the next best answer, continually, always evolving and growing. And of course, without those mistakes and setbacks, we wouldn't be learning and growing. We need those mistakes and setbacks to learn and grow. But instead of being fearful of them and avoiding them and hoping that we'll hit the right answer and not make a mistake, we're constantly focusing on looking for and seeking the next best answer, the next best frame, tweaking our perspective, constantly evolving and growing and celebrating the best in us and the best that is around us. And that's how we transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. That's how we make magic. That's how we realize our dreams. That's how we become our best selves and live out of our highest selves. Celebrating the best in you. Recognizing that there is no one answer and continually looking for the next best answer. Transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary. Living out of the place of possibility and opportunity as opposed to fear and scarcity. And, of course, another key part of it that so hit home with me is that when you live out of that place, when you celebrate what's right in the world and what's right in you, when you celebrate the best in you, that automatically connects you with your passion. It emancipates that energy within you. It goes hand in hand with that vision, with that dream, with that mindset of opportunity and abundance. And from that flows the creativity, the imagination, the purpose, the fulfillment, the giving back. And that ties into what he ended it on, is not only live out of that place, not only am I telling you and I'm telling myself, because I was inspired by what he said, to celebrate the best in you and live out of that place, but let it out of you, right? Don't just keep it inside of you. Don't just recognize it and hide in a room somewhere. It is your duty. It is your obligation. It is what you were put on this planet to do, is to recognize and celebrate the best in you. And as he says, publish it out there to the world. Live it every day, every moment. Live out of that place in every area of your life. Connect your personal life with your professional life by doing that. He quoted, the famous Robert Frost poem about, his object in life being to unite his vocation, what he has to do, what he gets paid to do, his job, with his avocation, what he can't help but doing, what he loves doing, his passion. By connecting those two things, how do you connect those two things? How do you live out of that place in every area of your life? It's by celebrating the best in you and letting it out of you. It's taking it all in, recognizing it, and then giving it all right back. So, seize the day, as he said. Seize your passion, as I say. And keep that perspective in mind of celebrating what's right in the world and celebrating the best in you. That will lead to transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary. That will lead to connecting with your passion and living out of that passion. That will lead to your creativity. That will lead to seeing everything, the world, yourself, those around you, with limitless possibilities. That will lead to reframing the challenges and the problems into opportunities. And that is what it's all about. Have an amazing weekend, guys. Seize your passion. Bye.